So, hi again, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Jonnychipz Weekly. It is episode number 49. My name is John Lunn, aka Jonnychipz, and in this episode, we talk about all things to do with cloud. So, let's head on over. This episode is called Feeling Festive. So yes, hi everybody, and welcome to this episode on Friday, the 3rd of December 2021. It is all gearing up for Christmas, so it's a little bit of a festive themed episode to kick off December for us. Same format as usual. We'll do the community call-outs, we'll have a little bit look at Jonnychipz on the side, what's going on in the wonderful world of the Welsh Azure user group. And we'll look at the weekly Azure news and updates, and there have been a lot of updates this week, so we'll whiz through those in a second. So, without further ado, let's do some community call-outs. Okie dokie, it's only fair again. The month of December is upon us, and therefore the Festive Tech Calendar 2021 has kicked off in style with some fantastic talks. I've managed to catch a fair few of the piece of content that have kicked off at the moment over the last 2 days. It is day 3. So I think 10 a.m. this morning, or on day 3, that's when the majority of the content goes out. My contribution is out today as well. We'll talk a little bit about that later on in the episode. But for now, Festive Tech Calendar, if you're not looking at it, if you're not following it, get onto it. festivetechcalendar.com. Go and browse over to that website and you can take a little look at what's going on. So you can see we're on day 3 here now. These are the fantastic bits of content that we've got going off today, so stay tuned. The majority comes at 10 o'clock. Like I say, I've got my own special episode kicking off a little bit later on tonight. So yeah, go and check that out. It's a fantastic community event, filled full of community efforts. And this year there's actually going to be some sponsors going on. So, I mean, in terms of raising awareness for Girls Who Code and in memory of the great Abel Wang, please, everybody's being asked if they can donate to this charity via the Just Giving page. It would be greatly appreciated. So just going to play this little video from April Edwards.
Welcome to the Festive Tech Calendar 2021. By communities, for the communities. Throughout the entire month of December, we're going to be delivering some great technical sessions from all over the globe. Not only that, but we're raising money for Girls Who Code. So follow the link below. Take a moment of your time and donate some money to a fantastic cause. So remember, join into some sessions, donate some money, and enjoy the Festive Tech Calendar 2021.
There we go. Please do so. So yeah, on behalf of everybody that's taken part so far, thanks so much for all your efforts. It kicked off on the 1st, as you'd imagine. There was a super kick-off event with all the great people that you can see there on the screen, with a fantastic keynote poem from Isadora. She's been doing that for the last few years, and it's just fantastic. Absolutely brilliant production value and content. So if you did miss that, go and watch it, because it's really brilliant. Thanks to everybody for putting that together. It's just really heartwarming and great to watch that kind of stuff, especially when a lot of the people that are being putting content out there. It really is great to see. So great opening event on what day are we? It's Friday, on Wednesday. So go and check that out. Like I said, I've been trying to catch up with some of the piece of content. I managed to watch a session from Keith Atherton about it's beginning to look a bot like Christmas. So setting up a Q&A bot in Azure. So using is a great slant on asking Christmassy questions and getting some Christmassy answers back. So go and check that out. That was a great session. Really, I'd only really dabbled around the edges and read a little bit about Q&A Maker and things like that. So gave me a chance to follow along with Keith and build my first Q&A Maker bot, embed that into a web page, or use it to hook up to some social channel, or go and check that out. It's a really great session. So thanks for that, Keith. Also managed to catch this session from Bill he put together a session around building an advent calendar application within Microsoft Teams. So go and check that out. It's really good, detailed information there, especially from a developer side of, how to get this advent calendar embedded into your Teams channels on a tab there. And it acts like an advent calendar. So go and check that out. Managed to catch that one as well. Equally, my good friend, Mr. Pete Gallagher, he's always putting fantastic content out. This time, he did a Twitch stream on using the Azure Percept dev kit to do some home automation, which I'd seen parts of this talk before, but he put a little twist on it. I'm not going to spoil it. Go and check that out. Go and browse on over either to the Azure Live Twitch channel or follow Pete, and you'll get the links for that there, or obviously browse straight to the festivetechcalendar.com page, and you'll get the link to get on over to the Twitch stream. Go and give that a watch. It's great stuff. So yeah, thanks so much, Pete, as usual. And last night, it was just fantastic. Jumped on the Bradford Cloud user group Christmas quiz. It's organised by Imran, Saj and Shabazz of the Bradford Cloud user group, and it was really good fun. So glad I joined in for that. And they had some fantastic swag prizes, courtesy of obviously Microsoft and Adam Jackson, and getting that arranged for those guys. Really, really fun quiz. Glad I joined on. Like I say, it was it's inspired, I think, maybe of the potential that we run a cloud community monthly quiz. So we're looking into that at the moment with a few of the community members. See if we can get that off the ground, off the back of that. It was really good fun. Some really good belly laughs going on there at times. So, like I say, thanks for the guys over at the Bradford Cloud user group for getting that set up. And obviously, thanks to everybody for joining in, taking part. It's great fun. Other content, Heiko Bren, watch this. You've got to go and watch this. Brilliant efforts and really well put together, really well thought through, and some lyrics there. Again, I'm not going to spoil it. You're just going to have to go and watch it. It was really good fun to watch, so I've given him a bit of a shout out on Twitter as well. But go and give that a little look-see. Follow along. That was yesterday on day 2 there. So look, all in all, we've only had really 2 days. This is day 3 of the Festive Tech Calendar, and you can see that's all the stuff I've managed to catch up with. There are still probably 4 or 5 sessions that I've just not been able to watch purely because of time. I will, if I get a chance, to go back and watch them. But there's some fantastic content. Go and get involved. Go and check it out. And go and obviously say thanks to the people that have put this together for you. And get involved. So thanks for all the effort so far, everybody. Moving on, yes, my good friend Mert Dieter, he is back onto the Azure Live channel, and he's got an episode out there at the moment looking at bicep language and Azure. So Heine is doing a session with Mert. Go and check that out again on the Azure Live Twitch channel. Some fantastic stuff going on there. So it's one that I want to watch back myself. So thanks Mert, and good to see you back doing your show. Olivier Bloch tweeted this out. Actually it was yesterday. I took a quick read of this article, but anything up IoT, Azure Percept, the dev kit, digital twins, things like that. But actually, what this was about is Paul Fisher has put together a cards game using the Vision Azure Percept dev kit to recognize cards and play a game. But the cool thing is he's describing all the architecture. You can see all the Azure components that are used in this solution, and at a high level how they're strung together, using function apps for game function and a separate function app for everything but a camera function. The kind of components that are used to store state and data, and how this flows through as a particular solution for a card game. So go and give that a watch. Like I say, there's some really great detail in there, and it'll help you get a bit of an understanding on how some of these glue together. And after my session of watching that episode on creating a bot from Keith, he's actually using an inbuilt chat bot there to play the game. So it's cool that you can see how all of these things can get strung together. So I'd encourage you to go and watch that. Like I say, it's absolutely fantastic detail in here. Even down to the logic behind the game and how he's put it together and what the functions are. So huge. Well, and training the model that recognizes the cards in the first place. You can see there that he's actually just counting the number of diamonds and things like that. Really brilliant. So go and check that out. You know, huge thanks for putting that together. Obviously, Olivier tweeted that out the other day, and Paul has put that together. So go and give that a read if that's of interest. Next, yes, I retweeted this last night actually, because somebody was after a list of, you know, some good user groups to tweet, and Simon has retweeted that out again. Go and browse and find that link there, but it's a long link, so you'll have to follow me or Simon there and just find the URL. But it's a link, basically, if I click on it, would be helpful, to pretty much all the user groups across the UK, hopefully all of them. If you're not on there and you're part of a user group, then who's managing this? I think, yeah, Sarah's managing this, so drop Sarah a line, and no doubt she can get you added to it. But, yeah, like I say, it's good to see the Welsh Azure user group is pride of place in there as well, but you've got .NET, Umbraco, Dynamics, DevOps, data and data science, so on and so forth. So if you are looking for some cool and brilliant user groups to join in the UK, based in the UK, go and check out that article. Okay, in other news, exam news. So yes, Microsoft Learn have tweeted this out. We've got another exam in beta, DP 420. So designing and implementing cloud native applications using the Microsoft Azure Cosmos DB. It's in beta, so if that is of interest to you, then do go and check that out. So that's DP 420. So go and check that out. The Azure Virtual Desktop User Group in the UK, there's a week and a half to go for their first in-person event. So, like I say, it's being managed by Neil McLaughlin and Shabazz Dar now. They got some fantastic speakers, as you can see there. You've got Sam McDonald, you've got Anthony Mashford and Ryan Mangan. They're doing an in-person event, and it's going to be in Leeds. So if you are in or around the Leeds area, then make sure you register. Go and sign up. I'm not sure if they're going to be doing any kind of a hybrid situation there. I don't know. We'll see if we can get them to comment on the video below if it's going to be a hybrid. Somebody put a note on there. Otherwise, it'll be an in-person event. Cool. All good. If you're in the Leeds area, go and get yourself registered. You're not going to be disappointed with that. And finally, just a big shout out to Imran, really, from Azure Crazy. So Imran was one of the people in the community, one of the first people in the community that I actually spoke to when I started my own journey, well, over 18 months ago now. And he's got himself some really smart drinks bottles, aluminium bottles with his AzureCrazy.com logo printed on them. Go and give him some love. Head on over to AzureCrazy.com. There's some fantastic articles. He's gone through a lot of community people and interviewed them, so you can get a little bit of an understanding. Go and check that out. Go and give those a little bit of a read. So there's some fantastic information on there. So, okay, let's head on back over. So yes, like I say, huge thanks to everybody that's done some community content over the last week. It's really appreciated, and like I say, I kind of love looking at this content because it helps me grow and expand my own knowledge. Love sharing it out for everybody else to kind of hook into the same things that I'm finding throughout the week. So yeah, that's our community call outs for the week. Okie dokie, let's head on back over. Let's look at what's going on in the world of the Welsh Azure user group. Okay, quick one this week then. Nothing too difficult to understand. Our next user group is on the 15th of December, which is, it's about a week and a half away. We've got two amazing people coming on to the user group to give some sessions. We've got, firstly, Olivier Bloch, who is one of the dev advocates in the IoT space from Microsoft. He's coming on to talk to us around IoT and the future of IoT and where it's heading, and some cool futuristic stuff that, look, it'll be an interactive session. You'll get a chance to ask all the questions that you've kind of wanted to ask in that space. Really encourage you to come and watch that session, whether you're into IoT or not, because I'm sure you're going to get a lot out of it. So really looking forward to that session from Olivier. Followed closely after by the amazing Mike Pfeiffer. So, I've had the privilege to chat with Mike on a few occasions now. I've done an In Convo episode with him. I've been on his Cloud Skills FM podcast. He's an amazing guy. I mean, really amazing, inspirational guy as well. I mean, what he's achieved throughout his career and where he is now with his own business with cloudskills.io. Basically, the session he's going to give us is around that kind of that personal development and, taking your career in your own hands, and some of the amazing insights that Mike has picked up over the years, and how he views that kind of how do you get on the next rung of the ladder, so to speak, with your career. So hopefully I say hopefully, I know for sure it's going to be some absolutely fantastic insights, both from a technical IoT and a personal development perspective, really to set you up ready to go into Christmas and the new year, give you a little bit of food for thought, so to speak. So I'm really hoping that's going to be a fantastic session. So please do go and get signed up. Either follow the @WelshAzure Twitter handle and find this link and go on RSVP, or jump on over to the meetup.com pages and search for the Welsh Azure User Group. Please do go and get RSVP'd. We really want to see you there, and we will have a quiz and we will have some prizes as well. So what more do you need to come and join us on a winter's eve? Okie dokie, that's the Welsh Azure User Group for today. Okie doke. Right, so I think what we will do is we'll take a quick look at what I've been up to this week. So some of the other bits and pieces in Jonnychipz on the side, and the announcements for today's show. So yeah, let's head back on over. So yeah, firstly, big shout out to Ryan John Murphy. Thanks so much for the session last week on In Conversation With, all around 365 compliance. Some fantastic hints and tips, some great URLs, some great links to resources that Ryan has created himself. If you are in that space around kind of information protection or any data loss prevention, go and check that out. There's a nice link there in this blog article. But do go and watch the video. Go and watch the video. It's in the playlist below. And like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe. It's always really appreciated and helpful, and keeps me motivated to do more videos. So huge thanks to Ryan. Fantastic episode. Really enjoyed that. And watch your space. Looks like we might be doing something extra in the new year as well. So looking forward to that. But moving on, it is Friday, and it's a special Friday because it's the Festive Tech Calendar. As I mentioned earlier, we've got a special episode of In Conversation With coming out tonight. I have the privilege to speak to so many fantastic people in and around the community, but tonight is no exception. It's the amazing Jan de Doblier. So Jan is responsible for the development and the deployment of this fantastic shell aesthetic pleasing tool that you can make really pretty prompts. So it's a prompt theme engine called Oh My Posh. So tonight's episode is entitled Ho Ho Oh My Posh, and it's all around how to get set up, configured, and we might be doing something festive with that particular theme tonight. So tune in. I believe it's going out around about 7 o'clock. I'll have to double check, but I believe it's going out around about 7 o'clock tonight. Go and check the festivetechcalendar.com page. Get the link back onto their YouTube. After the event, it'll be available on my YouTube as well. So, please do join in. Let us know what you think. It was a fantastic episode. It's a bumper of an episode. I think it was around about an hour and a half or so in length. So get your popcorn and get your laptops ready and follow along with it as well, because Jan takes us through all the intricate details and some of those features that aren't necessarily used regularly, or a little bit hidden away maybe in the actual Oh My Posh modules. So really good fun. Hope you join us later tonight. But yeah, go and check that out. And like I say, huge thanks to Jan for taking part and helping me create this video. It was really good fun. So check that out. And there we go. I've retweeted that anyway. So In Conversation With Jan de Doblier, Ho Ho Oh My Posh. Other things this week. Actually last week I took part in the serverless open hack, and I've been playing around with Logic Apps, Azure Functions, and various bits and pieces, and I thought I'd blog about it. So I've just put a blog out there around how do you automate any social media posts that you might want to put out there off the back of an RSS feed, get them triggered, get them publishing Twitter posts, LinkedIn posts. So I've written a blog article that takes you all the way through that and kind of gives you some food for thought into, how do we format and parse some of the data that we're getting from an RSS feed, and how does that work in a Logic app. So it's pretty comprehensive post that I put out there this week. So do go and check that out and have a look. Let me know what you think. Like I say, there's always a million and one ways that you can do the same thing. This is one way that I just put together on a quick blog post. Go and check it out, and like I say, let me know what you think about it. Okie dokie. In other news, my tree went up this week, so it's officially Christmas, obviously. The Christmas tree has arrived, and it's feeling very festive. You can see the neighbours there with the tree, with the lights on their houses. I've got the lights outside. Really good fun, and yeah, the kids loved it. And, you know, we had a bit of snow. I was out and about over the weekend. I was actually in Slough, and we started getting some snow. Now, I know further up the country, so Midland, Sheffield, and further north have had their fair share of snow over the last week or so. So, you know, it's starting to feel festive when you start to go ice cold. So, anyway, there we go. Jonnychipz on the side. Let's head back on over to the desktop. And by desktop, of course, I mean my face. Okay, bear with for 1 second because I need to quickly reset my newsfeed because I forgot to do it this morning. Just so much going on. But I think what we'll do now, like I say, we have had a significant number of updates this week. But for now, we'll jump through them all. Let's head on over and look at the Azure news and updates for the week. And good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to today's Azure News and Updates. My name is John Lunn, aka Jonnychipz, and let's see what we've got in store this week. Okay, so we've got a lot, okay? There's probably about 20 different updates, so I'm going to whiz through these as quickly as possible. Some in preview, some general availability, some cool features that have been launched, and things that are finally out there that we can use in our production system. So let's start off in preview, public preview, FS Logic profile support for Azure AD joined VMs in Azure Virtual Desktop. So those FS Logic's profiles are now supported with Azure AD joined VMs only. So, I mean, it's cool to see. It's been one of those things that you know has been a long time coming. That's fine out there in preview. If you are using that at the moment, go and give that a test. Also, measure product effectiveness with new user analytics experience in application insights. That's in public preview. We've got the IaaS agent extension full mode, no restart for SQL VMs has gone generally available. So you can enable the full mode of SQL Server IaaS agent extension with no restart. So in other words, you can give you more manageability features for SQL Server on Azure virtual machines without any interruption. So you don't have to kind of install and restart and maybe get a change window or whatever it might be. You can put that on. No restart is needed. Cool to see. We've got the SQL Server IaaS agent extension for Linux SQL VMs has now gone generally available as well. Azure Monitor has got a public preview feature, so action rules are now alert processing rules. Okay, so they're renaming the Azure Monitor action rules to alert processing rules. So it'll continue to provide processing capabilities for fired alerts in Azure Monitor, such as scheduled suppression and at-scale actions management. So similar to how Outlook has inbox rules to help you better handle incoming emails, Azure Monitor has alert protection rules, alert processing rules to help you better handle those triggered alerts. So go and check that out, rename effectively, and just a bit more of an understanding on how those processing rules are used within Azure Monitor. General availability, Azure logs of Azure Monitor log queries, audit logs. I'm just not speaking properly today. So audit logs of the Azure Monitor log queries. I'm going to try and decipher that now and try and understand what that means. So Azure Monitor logs allows you to collect data across your entire ecosystem, including application and OS level telemetry, security logs, network logs, diagnostic logs from Azure resources, and custom logs. Okay, we've got that so far. So all this data can be queried with the powerful Custo KQL query language to gain deep insights across patterns, correlations, and more. So today, Microsoft are announcing the ability to audit Azure Monitor log queries has gone generally available. When enabled through the Azure Diagnostics mechanism, you will be able to collect telemetry about who ran a query, when the query was run, what tool was used to run the query, what text, and the performance stats around that execution of the query. So the telemetry, as with any other Azure Diagnostics-based telemetry, can be sent to blob storage, Event Hub, or directly into Azure Monitor logs. Cool. Moving on, create AKS clusters without local user accounts has gone generally available. And AKS auto certificate rotation has also gone generally available. AKS node image auto upgrade has gone generally available. And in Azure Communication Services, there's shortcode functionality for SMS is now available in public preview. So what is shortcode? So SMS shortcodes now in public preview. They are typically 5 to 6 digits long, and they can be used for sending text messages. So shortcodes are an addition to existing number types supported by Azure Communication Services. So it's important for scenarios like two-factor authentication, promotional campaigns, or appointment reminders. So basically, with that functionality, developers can now register for a new shortcode through an easy automated registration service, providing many benefits for driving customer engagement at scale. Okay, so ACS, SMS, and shortcode functionality is built into to work for other Azure services. So, for example, things like businesses can reliably send messages while exposing deliverability and response metrics through Azure Monitor. So SMS-based workflows can be added into any application with Logic Apps connectors or receive SMS notifications with event grids. So, yeah, really good functionality being added in, and it's in preview. So if that is something you think you can build into your production application, then go and check that out. Generally available new capabilities in Network Watcher diagnostic tools to evaluate AVNM security rules. So AVNM is basically Azure Virtual Network Manager. So there is some capabilities in that Network Watcher tool to evaluate those security rules. So great to see the expansion there of those feature sets. Public preview, Azure NetApp Files application volume group for SAP Hana. Cool. Azure Database for Postgres SQL Flexible Server now generally available. And yeah, this caught my eye. Actually, this was quite an interesting announcement. I know that Microsoft used to have kind of those load testing and load stressing capabilities within Azure DevOps a little while back. I think they deprecated the service. But they've got an in preview functionality now. Azure load testing has gone into public preview from Azure. So that ability to use a JMeter script and target certain resources and basically stress them, put some load on it, act as though several numbers of users are accessing the application or service at once. Lots of different capabilities there. So go and check that out. I was actually going to try and have a little play with that myself and set a little demo up just so I could get around that, because it's certainly one of those things that I've been tasked with having to work out over the years. So that's cool to see. Public preview Azure load testing. Next up, Azure Database for Postgres, geo-redundant backup and restore is in public preview. We've got the Azure HD Insight API version has been updated. Great. And we've got data transformation and export in Azure IoT Central. Okay, that's interesting. So we can export it and do some transform on the data straight from IoT Central. That's generally available. Good to see. We've got secure data egress via managed identity in IoT Central. So yeah, I know they're doing some fantastic updates to IoT Central. So that's going to be interesting to see. And I want to try and get some time to play with that myself. And yes, this is another one of those fantastic announcements. So VPN Gateway Nat. So now we can use Azure VPN Gateway and we can use Nat on there. So it provides support for that one-to-one static NAT or the typical one-to-many dynamic NAT, which is really cool. So yeah, go and check that out if you do need that capability. And finally, generally available, there's a wildcard listener on Application Gateway. So Azure Application Gateways now supports the use of wildcard characters such as the asterisks and question marks for host names on multi-site HTTPS listeners. So you can now route requests from multiple host names to the same backend pool through a single listener using *domain name, which is pretty cool. Okay, so there we are. That's been our news and updates for the week. Thanks for watching. I've been John Lunn. Okie dokie. So yeah, that's it for this week. Thanks so much everybody for joining in and watching. Hope you're all geared up for Christmas now. I hope you're feeling as festive as I am. Please do enjoy the rest of the community content throughout December from the Festive Tech Calendar initiative. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. Thanks for everybody for taking part. It's all been fantastic. I've only got a couple of weeks left in work before I finish for Christmas, so I'm going to get the most out of that. But yeah, have a great Friday, everyone. Have a fantastic weekend. Enjoy the next couple of weeks in work. Hopefully you got some time off over the festive period to celebrate whatever it is that you celebrate and obviously have some downtime. And more importantly, spend some time with the family. Turn around and, enjoy that precious time, especially if you've got young kids. I always find this time of year is such a magical time of year for those young kids. So anyhow, that's it for now. Thanks again for watching. I will see you very soon.